Hey there, everybody. This is Ben with Hack That Funnel Radio. This is going to be a really cool episode. I want to share with you what I have learned over the last 6 interviews I've done. Now, if you're watching this, there have only been 5 that have been uploaded. The 6th one is coming next week. We just keep one coming every single week. We're going to keep on going. And there are things that distill out. After you throw everything into the bucket, there are commonalities among all these different leaders. What are the commonalities and what can you take away from this that's actually going to help you make money as fast as possible and expand your business in a way that makes sense? That's what this episode is all about. What is that proven, distilled stuff that we learned from the last 6 podcasts? I'll see you on in just a moment. But first, give this button a little like. Let me know that you're enjoying this content, or else I'm not going to know if you actually want any more. So subscribe, hit the little bell if you want to get notifications every time we're putting out stuff, and let's keep going. I have spent the last 5 years building hundreds of marketing funnels and systems for over 100 clients, and I can tell you, most of you are skipping the most important part of the funnel build. There is a secret step-by-step blueprint that makes every sales funnel profitable. What is it? That is the question, and this podcast is the answer. My name is Ben Moote, and this is Hack That Funnel Radio. So, we've been interviewing a lot of leaders, a lot of thought leaders, business leaders, 2 Comma Club winners, a lot of people in this funnel space. We've been in the funnel space, we've been in affiliate marketing, we've been in video marketing, we've been all over the place, and it's been kind of nuts. We've been in agencies, we've been in just, trying to get my business to work. We've been all over the place just in 6 interviews. And I have to tell you, there are things that stand out blaring. There are similarities between all of these, and all of them require attention. Like, I try to stay away from them, but every time somebody says it again, it's like, Ben, come back to this. Ben, this is important. Ben, focus on this. And I have to say, okay, you know what? Universe speaks, listen. When there are things that are repeated, it means it's working. Either that or it's a dogma that everybody's continued on for years and years and years and needs to be understood or ignored. But in this case, a lot of these people are succeeding with these tactics, so we're going to listen. So what is the very first one? The very first one is that the fastest way to make money today is one-on-one. And you're going to say, oh, fudge, I don't like one-on-one. It's as easy, okay? The fastest way to make money today is one-on-one, to focus on helping people in Facebook. Look, I'm not talking about all the stupid spammy stuff that you get all the time. I'm not talking about all the little notifications that you get and all the messages are like, do you want to hire me for your services, which I get all the time? Or are you interested in Bitcoin? Or, all these different things that just keep slamming me back and forth and back and forth. Or when you actually go and you ask a question in Facebook and people are like, PM me. No, we're not talking about that. We're not direct messaging. We're not asking for that. Your goal is to go into Facebook for an hour a day and just give massive amounts of value. Just give the kitchen sink. And your goal here is to literally, if you were to take a course of everything that you know, if you could take everything you know and distill it for this one person in this question to help them where they're at, that is your goal. What you're doing here is you are proving your worth. And you're proving your worth in the value you're willing to give for free. This is like the ultimate lead magnet when you're broke. Go help people. So you go into Facebook groups, you start commenting on the questions that people have, and you start to give massive amounts of value, and you help people. Like, extremely help people. We're not talking about little onesie-twosie things. Give them the kitchen sink. Help them out. Care for them. And when you do that, you will prove not only number 1, that you know your stuff, but number 2, people will be attracted to you naturally. And that's when you start to make money. It may not be that person who asked the question, but it will be somebody eventually who reaches out to you and say, hey, I saw that you answered on this. Can you do X, Y, Z? Now, this isn't the point where you start to sell huge amounts of products, but it is the place where you can at least start moving forward and you can sell something. I'm not talking about selling yourself for $100. Please don't do that. This is where you give true value at a good price point where you are taken care of and they're taken care of, and the relationship is built forward with this sale. And that's all it is. Sales is just a relationship. So go and help and build that relationship. Piece number 2. If you are broke, you're looking for help, and you're doing this kind of thing, your number 1 job is to get good at something. But get good at it. Don't just yell about it. Get good at it. And one of the interviews that I was talking with, somebody just said, if you are good at something, people will come. And I had to think about that for a hard hard amount of time. Like, people don't come unless you're speaking. That's why step number 1 is to go and be loud, to go and help, to go and give. Step number 2 is just be really good at it. Niche down, be unique, give some super value. If you are really good at an SMTP integration, go and help everybody with it on Facebook, on Quora, on Reddit. Go give value. That's your job for an hour a day. Just go do it. Okay, but your goal is to get very good at one specific thing. That can be funnel hacking. If you want to be good at funnel hacking, go to funnelprospector.com. So much stuff there. It's kind of mind-blowing. But if you want to be good at funnel building, go into ClickFunnels, go through their help document and start building. Go build it out. Go test it. When something breaks, play with it. Ask support. Ask ClickFunnels. Create yourself as a funnel builder and build yourself. Your focus should be to just be good. That can be video marketing. That can be email marketing, be copywriting, whatever you want to focus on. Focus and give value as you focus. Done. That's your job. Step number 3 is to start to love marketing. At this point, you're bringing in some cash, you're starting to make some money, and you feel comfortable. Step number 3 is start to love marketing, but we have to define marketing because there's a lot of confusion out there. Marketing is really, really simple. It all comes down to 3 simple steps. Number 1, hack it. It all starts with some type of a research phase. This is where you have to learn. This is where you have to start to delve in, understand what the pain points are. Your main goal is to find out what other people's problems and goals are. What is going on in this space? Now, if you follow number 1 correctly and you're helping people one-on-one, that's going to act as a research phase, and that's going to take you farther than you think. Like, you're going to be able to list out all of the issues because you'll know them because you're listening and you're helping them on it constantly. Kind of simple. But if you want to take it to the next level, you can do that. You can do a true funnel hack. Go find ads that are working. What are they sending traffic to? And go and hack the sucker. I'm not talking about copying. We're talking about actual modeling. Model success. Don't copy success. You copy, you're going to wonder why it didn't work. It's because you didn't model. You didn't work off of the research that you did speaking one-to-one with people. Step number 1, you hack. You do the research. Step number 2 and 3 are results from that. You now know what the pain is, what the problems are. Your job is to now create a sales message and an offer that sells. Sales message is all defined by the core problems that they have. Very simple. You hit on those problems, you hit on the pain points, you hit on the desires, and then you got your sales message. It'll tell you what stories you're supposed to be drafting. It'll tell you what kind of a funnel you kind of should be building. Okay? It will direct everything. How much value should you really be giving? How much do they want? This defines all of it. The research phase defines the sales message, but you have to do it first. Then the sales message comes into play, answers all of those pieces, and the offer is the ultimate answer. That's number 3 of marketing, is to get that. Now, you're going to say, but Ben, I always was told that marketing is like doing a Facebook ad or, publishing or stuff like that. No, that is wrong. Marketing is first and foremost finding the problem, being able to discuss the problem in so much detail that they know that you feel their pain. If you can discuss the problem better than they can, you become the automatic expert. Understand the problem. And then number 3, after you've told them the problem thoroughly enough, you can then give them something that will answer that problem. You create that ultimate offer, you're going to be good to go. That is marketing. Only after you have those 3 pieces can you actually start to fill in the rest. That is what you have to fall in love with. That is marketing. I heard a story recently where Stephen Larson was talking about how he was funnel building with Russell Brunson. And at the time, Russell was like, oh, go build this. And he built out this thing. And then he went over and he went on a whiteboard and he created a headline for the next 3 hours. And she'd be like, well, so what do you think about this? So do you like this? So does this work? And that was the whole job of Russell Brunson as the CEO. How do I get the sales message right? Once you got the sales message right, the offer built itself. Does that make sense? Like, that's the whole goal here. Your job is not to build funnels. Your job is not to publish like crazy. Your job is to first find out what is the problem. Number 2, understand that in depth enough to be able to create a sales message. Number 3, answer it. And then once you have those 3, yes, the rest comes into play, but those are acts of marketing. They're like the byproduct. So step number 1, one-on-one sales the best, and one-on-one sells really good on Facebook. Go help and give value. 2, you need to focus on one specific thing and start to give massive amounts of value in that area. Be very focused on what you do best and go give value on that point alone. Okay? Focus. And when you become good at something, you will become known for it. Step number 3 is to fall in love with real marketing, which starts with number 1, understanding your niche with hacking. Number 2, creating a good sales message. Number 3, creating a good offer. That's simple. Now, as your business starts to grow, the 4th lesson comes into play, which is get out of your own way. This is really funny. So I don't know if this is just me in my life right now, but a lot of the messages that have been hitting me in the interviews and all these things have been, get out of your own way. You have something that you can do better than anybody else. One thing, but you do all these other things because you think they also need to be done by you. Wrong. The correct way to do this is to find help. Once you start getting moving and you start bringing in income, bring in the people who do this best to help you. Suddenly you build yourself up. That also means that when somebody asks who is the best person to go to for XYZ, you don't say, I guess I can do that. Give value, point them in the direction of the person that can help. And also go to that person yourself. That is the answer. That is the crazy answer that works. You have to get out of your own way. If you want this to become more than a hobby, if you want to stop pulling 18-hour days, you need to get out of your own way. This is a lesson I'm still learning, but it's a lesson that I have been hit with for the past 3 interviews. And it's really important that you get out of your own way and live in your space where you are a genius. Let everybody else live where they're a genius and let them help you. The last piece that's distilled through all of these, which I've absolutely loved, is that the number 1 thing that's going to drive everything is your desire to change the world. Now, I'm not talking about save the giraffes. I'm not talking about let's create an elephant sanctuary, which there's one in Tennessee my wife and I was looking at the other day. That was cool. But we're not talking about, you're change the world. We're going to make everything green. We're not talking about that kind of a cause. What we are talking about is what is the unique value you can give and how you're going to change lives there. Focus on the lives you're going to change, not the money you're going to make. If you can focus on the lives that you're going to change, the money you're going to make comes as a direct result. I was literally sitting at Funnel Hacking Live last year. And as I was sitting in the audience, it was the last day. Garrett White is standing on the stage and he is preaching to the crowd about how you need to take action and make this thing work. And it was really great. I absolutely loved it. And as he was going, this message suddenly hit my soul and I had to write it down. Prestige will come. Your sense of worth will come. But it all comes as you focus on giving to the one. This is all about giving to one person extremely, extremely well. And if you can do that, then you give to as many people as you possibly can. That is the goal. You have what it takes and everything else falls into place. So go be an entrepreneur, go change the world with what you do best right now. Whatever your calling is, if it's to save the whales or if it's to save dogs or whatever your calling, or elephants. Whatever that calling is, you will be better prepared to take care of that calling when you can live this first and give this value first. You do this first, you're going to be able to do that 10 times better, and people will come to you with other causes asking for your help. And soon you'll be able to help so many people, you won't believe it. But it all starts with helping one person as best as you can and caring about that person every single day and giving to that one person. That one person. And when you can focus on the person and you just keep giving to that group, you just keep giving to the group, that one person, you just keep giving. You give and you give. I'm not talking about one single person. I'm talking about the type of individual that you are helping, the group, the movement that you are making. When you focus on that and you start to help them change their lives, money will come. That's not the issue. Where people go, their resources go. That's not the point. The point is to give. Guys, those are the 5 lessons that I have learned so far just doing interviews, and it has been mind-boggling and so much fun, and I'm so excited to keep going. We're going to keep publishing and keep going. So thank you for listening. Let me know if you have a question, and let me know what I can do to help you answer the questions that you have the most about your business and about your funnels today. Was that cool or was that cool? I want to offer something really, really special here. Do you have a question? Do you have a thought? Is there something that's been looming on your mind and you just want to get an answer? Well, check this out. If you can go to hackthatfunnelradio.com, scroll to the very bottom, you will be able to send me a direct voice message asking your question. And if I can, I will put it on the podcast. I'll literally put your voice on the podcast and I will answer your question directly. That sound good? All you have to do is go to hackthatfunnelradio.com, scroll to the bottom, record your question, and I will get back to you.